Do men actually live like this? Hello, you gorgeous donuts. For years now, I have been worried about the fall off of man. As a man myself, I believe we are on a downward trajectory. And one thing that kind of proves that is the way that we're living when we're by ourselves and single. And nothing proves that more than the subreddit r/MaleLivingSpaces. Every post in here is by a man who is single, just trying to show off his living quarters, thinking it's the best thing on earth. And honestly, some of these have me worried. Visited a friend this holiday. He said my buddy has been staying downstairs for the last few weeks. Sorry, is this a buddy or is this a prisoner? Why do I feel like this is somewhere where Joseph Fritzl would keep people? What is this? Could you have not at least blown the mattress up? Like, I think that's a blow-up mattress, but they just haven't blown it up. Like, really, the effort is on the floor here. If you are going to make someone sleep on the floor because you don't have an extra bed, that's totally fine. But I feel like, you know, pre them coming, you could blow it up a little bit. This is just insanely sad. Like, even just a little telly in there. Or just more windows. Like, why is the only window so small and so high? It's almost like a prison cell. Like, honestly, if it was barricaded, I wouldn't be thinking twice at this point. It's also the fact that only like some of the spotlights work as well. You know, just everything about this room kind of just a little bit sad. Now, we do have a little bit of context to this, by the way. Apparently, the person that sleeps on this is 30 years old and earns over £80,000 per year, which obviously is a hell of a lot of money, and you could quite easily get your own place. I do find it interesting with, I don't know if it's just with guys specifically, but even when guys are earning a little bit more money, some of them obviously will blow that money, but some of them will just kind of keep it all in the bank and still live how they were living when they didn't have money, which I guess does mean it's good in terms of like savings. But at least buy, you know, a mattress or something. That's not going to be good for your back, fella, right? Your older self will thank you. Okay, Okay, so obviously we've got a very, very big sofa here and a smaller room. You know, the dimensions are totally off here. Like, we did no measuring before buying the sofa, unless the sofa, you know, just was bigger than I anticipated. It is a little bit too close to the telly, you know. Like, I feel like it's right there. I feel like I'm in a racing simulator, like playing the F1 game or something. Like, I'm too in the action. Like, if I'm watching Lord of the Rings or something, I'm going to think that I'm in search for the ring. Stuttered me words there. I killed the joke. Well done. Wasn't even that great to begin with, you know. Oh, we've got multiple photos. Okay, so yeah, we're cutting it close here. You know, it's the whole squeezing past thing that gets me. Especially me, I'm very clumsy, so I know that I'm going to knee the wall and like put me back out, or, you know, my ankle's going to be sprained once in a while. Yeah, look. Like, are we doing a Tom Daly dive onto the sofa every time? Like, do I need to jump or, my foot can't fit through there, right? I've got thunder thighs. It's not going to fit through there, I'm afraid. Yeah, just cutting it tight, man. Still got the telly box as well, as many guys do, just keeping it just in case. I still have the telly box of my telly. I've had the telly for like 2 years. Where am I putting it? What, am I going to just send it away somewhere? Why have I kept I don't know. But I'm like, oh no, I might need it one day. Maybe I need it as a raft. You know, what happens if the day after tomorrow comes real and there's just water everywhere, like the entirety of Newcastle's an ocean? I'll be like, well, you are in trouble. I'm not, though, because I kept the telly box. Look at my raft. No, there's no room on this, Jack. You're drowning today, fella. So this person... Yeah. Okay, so where do we even start with this? They have a telly on top of a stand. Great start. Then they have like a dining table seat. One thing I am really, like, you know, worried about, I guess, or concerned about is, you know, there's a telly up there and a seat. So clearly somebody goes there to chill out. How? Like, how do you gain access to this? Do you have to kind of, you know, unlock the DLC of the house? Do you have to get like a jetpack? There's no clear way to get there, so I'm just confused. Do you climb up? Which again is such male coded when living single, that, you know, your sitting room, you would have to climb to get to it, just as a little bit of fun. Or do you like swing from these lights? Is it like a total wipeout course? I am a little bit confused how we get up here. Only the winner of like Ninja Warrior could live here. There's also like, I think, a birthday card up here. Why would you put your birthday? Is that a birthday card? I don't even know what that is. It's some sort of note, which does make sense on the game theory. You know, sometimes in games there's a note which, you know, hiding in a place which you don't think you're ever going to be able to get to, and you have to figure out your way there. I'm just so confused why this has been made to be a comfy space and not just like a display piece. Clearly they spend a lot of time up here. Okay, so the caption on this one is, got a plant, and they are correct. They have a plan. And also, you know, for some reason, an invisible blow-up chair. Do you know, a man will have this set up for like a year. As long as he has a telly and like a PlayStation or an Xbox, a lot of men will just have this. Memes aside, nice view and patio size. I mean, it is. Shame about the, you know, no patio on it though. So what do we do there? Do we just take the inflatable seat outside? I mean, that is the great thing about having an invisible inflatable seat. Is that you can pretty much take it anywhere. You know, you could take it on the bus if you wanted to, you know, if it was busy and you really wanted to sit down. What you have got to think is, like, this is great if you're comfortable with it, but what happens when you do bring someone back? You know, like, you're going to have to take turns on the seat. Do you just kind of, like, time it on your phone or something? Like, oh, your 30 minutes are up, love, you've got to sit on the floor now, I'm afraid. Because I don't think that seat can take the weight of two people, if I'm being really honest about it. Also, the plan, could you not have got, like, a little bit of a bigger one? You know, it just kind of looks a little bit sad. Just in the corner like that. At least buy it a friend. My roommates say my room is sad. So I don't think this is, you know, you've got the brickwork going on. It's better than what we've seen. Okay, you've got a little fan going on here, a little gaming setup. I almost said gay men setup there. Little gay men setup. Don't even know what that setup would look like. You've got a switch. Okay, so clearly, you know, you must have a bit of money, right? Like, you've been able to assemble quite a good gaming station here. We've got another photo. Yeah. You know, yeah, I guess we know where the money went, you know, not into the bed frame. I think your roommates are correct. You know, I mean, obviously, I guess a bed frame doesn't bring as much joy as what a Nintendo Switch is. I'm fully on board with that. But I do think, you know, maybe in the future look to, you know, just even like, I don't know, just a little bed frame. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You know, just a cheapish one. Just to kind of, you know, make it a bit more appealing to be in bed. I guess if you do have a setup like this and you need to wake up early for work or something, you're not wanting to stay in bed because it's not that appealing. It doesn't seem that comfy. One thing I will admit though, Donuts, I've admitted this on this channel before, but a little bit of childhood lore. My house got burgled, but not just like burgled. It got like ransacked when I was young, when I was in school. And like everything was upside down. Like my bed was like totally trashed. Like they really went full ham with it, you know, credit to them. They didn't do anything half-assed. I've got to give them that. And this meant that, like, obviously I didn't have a bed frame, but I had a mattress, and I actually asked if I could just keep my mattress on the floor because I would have my mattress against my door, like my bedroom door, and have my head against my bedroom door so that if they came again, I would, like, I'd be woken up if they tried to open my door because I was just so, like scared of anything happening. And I will tell you, sleeping on a mattress on the floor is actually not as bad as what you think. It's not as bad, you know? At least you get the calming effect of knowing that nobody can kill you in your sleep. Anyway, that was a little bit deep. Someone actually made a TikTok saying, I love when Cam just drops some mad childhood lore in his videos. There's another one for that person. Okay, I'm an 18 male, first time renting outside of home. So clearly we're renting like a, this is America, right? Like, you don't really get properties like this in the UK. Are you renting like a shed in someone's back garden? Or is this just what like a house in America looks like? I also love that no matter how expensive an American house is, there's always an American flag. Like a staple piece of an American house, just having the flag there. Just in case anyone's driving down your street and they're like, wait, what country am I in? And they're like, oh, it's America. They've got the flag on the house. That's great. Okay, let's have a little look. So this is the outside, right? It's cozy, you know? It's cozy. It's also an extreme health risk, I will say that. Like, is this the air conditioning box? Or is it like a heater? Because it's kind of like on the bottom of the window. There is a lot of wires that are coming, you know, inside the house. And I would just be worried because, you know, you're clearly sleeping with your head underneath that as the pillows are there. So what happens if this just falls down in the middle of the night? Like there's a storm or something? How secure is this air conditioning unit? Could this kill you in your sleep? Because this would be a huge worry of me. I just wouldn't be able to sleep here. I'd have to like face the bed on an angle so that, you know, if it did fall, it wouldn't crush me. I also like that the only bit of decoration they've got is like their football team stadium, I think. That's so like lad coded. We've also got some sort of is this like a radio here? Or some sort of like I don't know, like spirit box? Yes. We've got a mattress on the floor. We've got the duvet. We've got a lamp. What else do you need? You know? Oh, okay. I'm feeling it a little bit more now. Like the warm light against like the wood. I think this is actually really cozy. As long as you don't work from home. I feel like this for a first house I could do. If I was alone and single, I could do this, you know? Like the first place that I rented was an absolute toll. Like, really, really bad. It was on the 3rd cheapest street in the UK, which would never bother me because I've lived in that type of street like my entire life. But this one was really, really rough. And the place was falling to bits as well, and there was other people living there, like I was renting a room. But still, I think this is cozier than that. And you're a little bit away from people. I'm trying to look at the positives here. I feel like as long as you're not spending too much time in here, if it's just for sleeping, then you're golden. Yeah, look, you've got a little table with all the things you need. Your water, your chewing gum, I don't know what that is, and a rope. A little bit more, I guess sad. Hopefully we're just using that rope for what a rope is intended for. This is gonna go very sinister very quickly. And we've also got a photo of the table with the flash on, with just the rope. Yeah, this is getting really, really worrying. I don't really know what to say anymore. There's no more family fights, no more hurt, just the sound of crickets outside and me being able to blast whatever music I want. And I do think there is a lot to say for this, because if you do grow up in a household that is toxic and, it's not really serving you very well, and it just kind of makes you feel bad and you don't want to go home every night, like that kind of vibe. Living in a place like this, where the house is probably nowhere near as good as what you were living in, can be so much better, because at least you've got peace of mind. Like, in your mind, you've got peace, and peace can be a lot more valuable than the place you're living in, as long as the place you're living in is inhabitable. 25 mil. The rug is my only personality trait. Oh my good lord. Why not? As long as, you're not having, on the first day, she comes round and you start playing with your Hot Wheels cars around the thing, then she would be like, wait, am I actually dating a child? I kind of like it. Do I? I think it's a little bit of colour. Everything else is so grey in this house, apart from the artificial plant. I like it. Also, I think, do we have the same plant? I think we do. I think we have the same plant, but I think that one's artificial. Is that artificial? I can't tell. I don't think it's that bad, Look at this. Like, it adds a little bit of colour. Donuts, what are we saying? I wouldn't have it in my house, personally. I just associate this with what a child would have. But if you like it, that's the main thing. I also love that the rest of this house is just, completely minimal. Just very white walls, black bedding, white and black setup, white and black kitchen. The only splash of colour is this rug. Found these old lockers and turned them into a functional piece of my living room. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling this one. So you don't have the keys to these lockers. You're just kind of assuming there's nothing in. What happens if there's a dead body in there? What happens if Davy Jones's heart is in one of those lockers? We don't know. What happens if someone was waiting on a delivery and before they managed to pick up the delivery, you took it home and made it part of your puffy? You thought about that one, sir? I get it, the whole industrial vibe. You might have that kind of New York kind of apartment thing going on, I like the industrial vibe myself, got all these lights and everything, kind of the vibe I'm going for in here. But I don't know, I can't tell if this is cool, that they've kind of renovated it into something and give it a new life, or if it's just a bit grim. 45, just divorced, at least I have this basement. Again, what is it with men living alone and just having tiny windows but huge screens? Is this character building for a man? Are you meant to get just the maddest gaming setup and have the smallest windows possible, just so you are totally kind of extracted from the outside world? Is that what it is? Also, we've also got another mattress on the floor situation, but this one isn't tucked away. Why is this one so close to your chair? Is it so you're kind of limiting the amount of steps you need to take from your bed to your chair? Also, why is there a pickup chair, a foldable chair, staring at nothing? I'm so confused. What? I don't understand what the purpose of this chair is. Is this just if you want to zone out and stare at the wall, as we all do? Surely you would just, this chair looks a lot more comfy and you can also spin on it if you're bored or whatever. I don't know the purpose of this chair. I'm really confused, Donuts. Let me know what you think the purpose of this chair could be. How do I make this fish look less scary? Removing it is not an option. Fucking hell. You might as well just have the Star of Nazareth in your room. Do you have people knocking at your door trying to give you gold, frankincense and myrrh, son? Why is removing it not an option? Is there a sentimental value behind this? Did somebody who you really love make this? It's just so big. I understand that it's very unique, okay? It is very unique. I will go as far to say I don't think there's another single man that has that fish in their house. That exact fish. I think it's a one-of-one piece. In terms of making it look less scary, maybe he's hiding it behind the drawers there. I don't know. Honestly, you're asking the wrong person, because clearly I think this room is quite you're quite space conscious, because stuff seems quite built up. It does seem like you have a fish tank as well, so I guess that kind of eradicates that theory. Who has a fish tank in their bedroom? There's going to be a couple of people who have just offended there. Apologies. All the fish in someone's fish tank have just went, what'd you just say me for? Honestly, this is petrifying. But again, if I went into someone's bedroom and they had this giant fish there, I'm gonna ask about it. So if conversation is dry, you can just be like, you haven't mentioned the fish yet. Do you want to talk about it? Let's do it. It's hilarious that you are afraid of it, but simultaneously refuse to remove it. I have so many questions. I need a law update. I'm the same. Like, is this fish intimidating you? Is this fish, like, here against your will? Like, is there something that the fish is doing that means that you can't remove it? Like, it seems like the fish is in control here, not you, sir. I think you two need to kind of, like, I don't know, have a conversation, try and, like, see things from each other's point of view. Just eye to eye, you know, try and just kind of work this one out. Because clearly you're not on the same page at the minute. My first house came with a workshop. Okay, so before we see the workshop, let's just examine the living room. We've got, you know, the telly on the floor. Great. You know, standard. I think it's actually still got the wrapping on as well. You know, I don't know if they're thinking about putting it on the wall and they don't want any fingerprints on it. I am trying to look at this from their point of view, give them some grace. They've got, you know, just the world's most uncomfiest chair, arguably. Why did they even make chairs like that? Like, honestly, that is horrific, that chair. I have sciatica. If I sat in that chair, genuinely, I would just be knackered. Like, I would be knackered for like a month. Like, I would just have to have so much physical therapy. And they've got a bar stool with a pizza and I think a bottle of beer on. I also love that they've got the Sopranos on the telly. Just a male-coded show. Okay, here's the workshop as hell. It came with this? Why is the workshop bigger than the house? Could they not have like made this the house and then the sitting room the workshop? Okay, now I'm kind of invested. As a you know, a petrol head myself, as someone that is very into cars, I would love this, you know? Like a whole establishment to just do stuff with your cars, make it a stage 1 or a stage 2. I'm here for that. Putting a big fat cherry bomb exhaust on it. I'm here for it. Oh my god, now I'm kind of invested. I could live here. Yeah, I could. Yeah, there's no flooring. It would be really cold. A mattress on the floor. I'll put 20 mattresses on the floor. I feel like my red flags are coming out with this. Oh my good Lord. What is going on here? Sorry, are you on the run? Are you like a fugitive? Sorry, I can't tell if like this is some sort of like abandoned place that you go to get off grid, or if you're living in an igloo. What is this? Why? Oh, there's a dog as well. Oh, I tell you what, you better be treating that dog well. This place better be warm or cold or whatever that dog wants. The dog looks very sad. Okay, or maybe he's just sleepy. Hopefully it's just sleepy. Again, I love that we've got a PlayStation box there despite the PlayStation being out. I definitely think if I lived here, my skin would start to kind of, you know, I'd start to be flaring up again. You know, I'd be really itchy. This doesn't look like the best place to have a dog, I'm afraid. Hopefully the dog doesn't accidentally trip up or try and bite any of these wires. Love the cool tones and the pop of colour with the exposed wiring. Great ceiling height. You did a beautiful job preserving the original character and charm of the space. Wait, am I the problem? Is this actually really nice? To be fair, right? Honestly, if this was listed on Rightmove in London, it would probably be about £4,000 a month. So I will give it that, but I don't think we can credit this person much, can we? Okay, so I think we may have found the worst one yet. You know, this is a good sized bedroom as well. Like, this is a big bedroom. You've got a mattress on the floor, but with no sheet on. Like, at least if you're going to have your mattress on the floor, like, at least have a washable sheet on the thing. You know, you don't know what the bloody hell you're sleeping with on that floor, man. You know, clearly you're not a guy that puts sheets on a bed, which, if that's you, that's you. But I do have a few more questions, if that's okay. First question, why have you got adverts stuck on your wall? Like, what is the reasoning behind that? Like, is this just so you remember that, you know, what the price of the foods are when you go? Like, why would you stick these up on your wall? You know, I've never known someone go into McDonald's and go, that menu would look good in my bedroom, wouldn't it? I don't know if I don't think I am feeling it. Like, it just looks like you've nicked these from some local bus stops and just stuck them in your house. And also, you've got like a map of somewhere on your wall. I don't know what it's a map of. Maybe it's a map to get to these places that sell this food. This is one of the worst bedrooms I've seen. Any suggestions? Now, we have what I believe is a Porsche GT3 RS, which is arguably the best Porsche you can get, right next to a mattress that is on the floor. Now, I don't think I've ever seen anything more male-coded than this. You know, just spending like £250,000 on a car and then not even having a frame for your bed. Like, what are we doing here? Like, could we not have got the car and the bed? Or, you know, if it was one or the other, would we not have got like a bit of a lesser on the car and then get a bed frame? Because I feel like you're not doing your back any justice here, fella. That car has bucket seats, which already are going to be knacking your back. Now you're going home and sleeping on the thinnest mattress I've ever seen that is on the floor. You're not going to be able to walk by the age of 50. Divorced and no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm not laughing at your divorce. What I will give you credit for, and bearing in mind the bar is on the floor in this video, at least you have a bed. Like, like a frame, I think. Or no, I don't even think you do. Have you got a low bed, or is your? No, I don't. I think he's got a mattress on the floor. He does. I think he's just got a green sheet on it. Yeah, okay. I try to start off with a positive. I'm saying this as if I haven't slept on the floor with a mattress. I don't know why. I just think if you've got the money to buy a bed frame, like if money isn't an issue and you can't do it, why don't you? Because clearly you have enough money to blow on a full 6-foot life-size Stormtrooper, which, by the way, is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I would have this in my house. Maybe it's not in my bedroom, just because, like, I can imagine if I'm, like, sleeping and I'll wake up, like, 2 or 3 times in the night. And, like, if I'm just sleeping and then I'm like, oh, I'm awake. I'm like, hell, there's a bloody Stormtrooper in the room, Chloe. I just think it would be quite scary in the door. But also, if, you know, you did have an intruder and they walked into the bedroom and they saw that, I think they would just leave. This is very male-coded, though. You know, mattress on the floor, Stormtrooper in the corner, holding the PlayStation remote, I think, because you know I've just got like a little stand or something. Also, a gaming chair that is staring at a TV that is balancing on not only a coffee table, but also some sort of, like, I don't know, box. This is so male-coded. Just nothing in the right place. Nothing how it should be. But somehow the person feels like they have all they need. Oh my god, this has been one of the funniest videos ever, donuts. I still have, like, 30 living spaces open. So if this video hits 7,000 likes, I'll do a part 2 of this. Let me know if you want that. Drop a like on this video. And if you want to watch a video that is very similar to this, where I take a look at Britain's worst houses, click this video right here. Really fun video. I'll see you over there. Bye bye, donuts.
Kirkham, baby.